Hello, and welcome to another segment of the Fitness Whisperer. Thanks for joining. So today's segment is in response to an email that I received from a viewer asking me questions regarding personal training. I'm not going to read the entire email, but the gist of the email was just how do people go about determining if they have an effective and attentive personal trainer, especially those out there who are just starting to work with a personal trainer. So this video is going to be a discussion regarding personal training. How do you know you have an effective personal trainer? How do you know you have an attentive personal trainer? And how do you know that you have a well-informed and educated personal trainer? Because there's so many different personal training certifications out there. Some personal trainers or some certifications for personal trainers to be certified, it's just a matter of going on a weekend course for 2 days and then bam, they're a certified personal trainer, which is kind of crazy if you ask me, considering that you're going to be working with people and these people are paying money, trusting in the fact that you know exactly what you're doing. And far too many times at the gym that I go to, personally, I'm not going to say the gym's name, but I've been going there now roughly for about a year and a half. And in total, I've seen 5 people get injured because of bad advice and bad information that the personal trainer that they were working with gave them, and they got hurt. And the problem with that, or the unfortunate thing about that, is people who want to get into shape and they're motivated about it and they spend good money to work with a personal trainer. Once they get injured, it's going to leave a bad taste in their mouth. And they're not going to be as motivated to go back in there and start exercising again, let alone work with a personal trainer. So it has quite a negative effect. So that being said, let's dive right in, okay? So first I'm going to talk about how to recognize if your personal trainer is paying enough attention to you when you're going through the exercise. So I'm going to use walking lunges, for example. For those out there who don't know what walking lunges are, and I'm sure you've seen this in the gym, people are holding 2 dumbbells on each side of their body and they're walking and they're lunging down. So both knees are bending and they're walking and they're bending down, right? So ideally the personal trainer will have them walk about 10 or 15 yards and then walk back. What you need to be mindful of is, of course, you don't have eyes in the back of your head. So when you're walking that way or away from the personal trainer, you can't see what they're doing. But once you turn around and you're coming back, as you're focusing on on your proper form and you're making sure that you're doing the exercise right, take a look at the personal trainer. And if they're on their cell phone, or if they're looking somewhere else, or if they're having a conversation with another gym goer or another personal trainer, then they're not paying attention to you, right? They should be focusing on you and watching exactly what you're doing. Their focus should not be elsewhere. So that's one way to tell if a personal trainer is paying enough attention to you. Another way to tell if a personal trainer is paying attention to you is when you're doing an exercise. So let's use arm curls, for example. So if you're doing arm curls and your personal trainer, for example, is trying to have a conversation with you as you're going through the motions of that arm curl, then they're not paying enough attention to you. They should be focusing on your form. Are your elbows tucked in? Are you turning your wrist at the top? Are you breathing properly? That's exactly what the personal trainer should be paying attention to. They should not be paying attention to the fact that you went out on the weekend or what you're doing this weekend. That's irrelevant. Their job is to make sure that you're doing the exercise properly. Now, to add to that, for new people who are just working with a personal trainer for the first time, you don't know any better, and that's fine. And you probably might engage in a conversation with your personal trainer as you're doing the exercise. But let me tell you, you're paying good money to work with this personal trainer. Your goal is to get into shape. When you get to the gym and you have a personal trainer working with you, focus on what you're doing and leave the conversation for after you're done your personal training session with the trainer, or between sets you might have a couple of seconds as you're recovering to maybe answer the questions. Quite frankly, there shouldn't be really any discussion during that hour that you're working with your personal trainer about what you're doing this weekend or the outfit you bought for the party that you're going to this weekend. All those conversations and discussions should not be within that hour duration of when you're working with your personal trainer. You and the trainer have to stay focused. More so, the trainer has to keep you focused. So that's another way to tell if this personal trainer is paying attention to you. There should be no discussion during the hour about what you're doing, where you're going, or your social life, right? So that's another way. The next topic I like to talk about when it comes to personal trainers is their appearance. Now, I know appearance shouldn't really matter, but at the same time, when it comes to personal training, it does. So if a personal trainer that you're working with does not appear to look properly, and what I mean by that, I'm going to elaborate. If they're just not tidy, I mean, if their shoelaces are undone, if they don't practice proper hygiene, if they have bad breath, if they smell like sweat, I mean, it's not very professional. And it's going to be very difficult for you to focus and concentrate if when the personal trainer is focusing and talking to you, if they have bad breath or they don't smell too good. I mean, really, come on. I mean, really, folks, it's not a good thing. It's just going to throw you off. Your personal trainer should focus, or at least at a minimum, be conscious of their appearance. If they're not conscious of their appearance, then they're really not taking their job and their role very seriously. And I mean, put it this way. Let's just take a typical office environment. Now, I know on Fridays, people like to dress down. It's like a casual Friday. You wear jeans and you might wear runners, and that's fine. But from Monday to Thursday, I mean, there's a certain dress code, a proper etiquette, how to look and appear in an office environment. And the same thing applies to personal training. Your personal trainer should look and be groomed a certain way. Look professional, right? So that's another way to tell if this personal trainer that you're working with is taking their job very seriously. Now, I'm not asking or suggesting that a personal trainer should be wearing $300 running shoes, right, and a $200 digital watch. No, it's not about that at all. It's about how well groomed you are. How do you look? What's your appearance like? That's important because appearance really speaks volumes, and it would allow you to take this trainer a little bit more seriously if they take their appearance seriously. So that's another way to tell if the personal trainer that you're working with is serious about their profession and they take their job seriously. So that's another topic I want to touch on as well. Another way that you can tell if your personal trainer is professional is, do they arrive on time? Are you sit there, if you have an appointment for 6 o'clock, are you sitting around waiting 5, 7, 10 minutes for the personal trainer to arrive? I mean, if the personal trainer is not punctual, that's another sign that they're not A, taking their job very seriously, B, they don't have any respect for your time because you are paying good money for them to work with you for the full hour, and C, they don't have much respect about their time and their profession as well. So if your person, now listen, let me just stop there. It's okay, and I mean, things happen, and if the personal trainer that you're working with arrives late once in a while, then that's fine. I mean, we all have things that happen, and fine, 5 or 10 minutes late, that's not a problem. But if it's happening on a regular basis, then that's an indication to you that you might want to consider getting another personal trainer because they're not taking your time seriously and they're not taking their profession seriously as well. Punctuation and being punctual as a personal trainer is very important. Now, I'm a personal trainer myself, and I know how important time is, at least especially my time and my client's time. So I'm very conscious of that. And a personal trainer should be conscious of that as well. Okay? So that's another way to tell if personal trainer is very effective or not. Now, another way to tell how effective your personal trainer is how good of a communicator they are, what are their people skills, and what are their people skills like. So now what I mean by that is, let's take a typical gym environment. So if you're in the gym and the gym is busy, so let's say it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or the gym is busy, and you want to go, the trainer and you want to go work on a machine that someone else is using. Now, if your personal trainer does not approach the person that's working on that machine and ask them, oh, excuse me, do you mind if my client works on the machine with you between sets as you're resting? That's called being courteous. If your personal trainer is not courteous, so for example, if after the person is done exercising and they step away from the machine to maybe get some water or take a breather before they start again, and the personal trainer just brings you onto the machine and starts exercising, then, I mean, that's not very courteous. I mean, chances are that the individual that's working on the machine is not going to have a problem you or sharing the machine with them, but it's just common courtesy as a personal trainer to just ask the individual, do you mind if we work in with you between sets? And I mean, I think that just reflects on, how polite the personal trainer is, and being polite and being courteous is important. It's just another way of highlighting how well of a communicator you are. So that's another way to tell if you're working with an effective personal trainer. So we've covered a few things. Now, one of the most important things that I think that people should be aware of when they're working with a personal trainer is this. When they're showing you an exercise for the very first time, what they should be doing are 3 steps. They should be telling you what the exercise is and telling you what muscle group it works, okay, first of all. Then they should be demonstrating and showing you what the exercise or how the exercise works. So actually going through the motions, right? And thirdly, they should have you do it right after, right? So tell, show, and do. Those are the 3 steps. If your personal trainer does not follow those 3 steps, then they're doing a huge disservice to you, okay? So let's just role play a bit. I'm the personal trainer, and I'm gonna show you how to do an arm curl, okay? So I'll show you how an arm curl is done. So first of all, you're gonna sit down on the bench, make sure that your abs are fairly tight and your posture is proper, right? Now the arm curl, what that does is that it works your bicep muscle, which is the muscle right here in the arm. And secondary, it works your forearm muscle as well. And it's really good for your wrist. So it also strengthens your wrists. So that's what an arm curl does. Those are the muscles it works. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to do an arm curl. So you sit down on the bench, you make sure your elbow is tucked in, and you just bring up the arm, the weight like this. So what you wanna be careful of is that you're not flexing your wrist. So make sure that you have a nice solid grip, and you're exhaling on the way up. So, okay, so that's how you do an arm curl. So let's have you do it now. So that's it, right? So I told you what the arm curl is and the muscle groups that it works. I showed you how to do it, and then I made you do it. Tell, show, do. Those are the 3 steps that a personal trainer should be doing or going through when they're working with you with the new exercise for the first time. Very, very, very important. Personal trainers, if they have the proper certification, are taught to tell, show, and do. I mean, that process is engraved in the personal trainer Bible. I mean, every good personal trainer should know exactly that those are the steps that they should be taking when they're showing a new client a new exercise or showing a client a new exercise for the first time. Very important, okay? So that is it. Very short video. I just wanted to go over a few things about personal training. Hopefully the person that sent me this email, I was able to answer the question for you. If you do have any other questions, like I say with all my videos, feel free to send me an email. I'll try to respond to you within 2 or 3 days. If not, I'll get back to you within at least 5 to 7 days. I do get quite a few emails, but I do respond to them all. So that is it, folks. So if you like what you just heard, feel free to hit the subscribe button or hit that like button. And you can follow me on YouTube and follow all my videos. You can also follow me on Twitter, and you can reach me at The Fitness Whisperer on Twitter. And if you have any questions, you want to send me an email, you can send me an email at thefitnesswhisperer_7 @gmail.com. So thanks for watching, folks, and bye for now.